it's a little bit different. They say it's based off of the continental Portuguese, which is the Portuguese they speak in Portugal. Um, there's definitely influence from Brazilian Portuguese as well, though. So it's kind of its own unique thing. I think it'd be a very, I guess, similar analogy would be um, American English as opposed to British English, as opposed to African English that they would speak in South Africa or Nigeria or something. So same thing with Brazilian Portuguese as opposed to Portugal Portuguese, as opposed to um, Mozambican Portuguese or Angolan. So I mean, I'd say it's somewhere in between Brazilian and Portugal Portuguese. Um, I guess an example of that would be like the name of the church. Um, in Mozambique, they'd say Igreja de Jesus Cristo dos Santos dos Últimos Dias. In Brazil, with my best Brazilian accent, would be Igreja de Jesus Cristo dos Santos dos Últimos Dias. So they kind of have that G in there, like o livro de Mormon, which is the Book of Mormon, as opposed to o livro de Mormon. So it's unique. Mozambican speak slowly generally, so it's usually pretty easy to understand them. The accent varies a little bit depending on where you go throughout the country, but not a lot. I would say though, as far as when you're talking about the language of Mozambique, you can't just talk about Portuguese, because there's actually many, probably, I don't know, probably over 15 major, I say major, but 15 other significantly spoken languages in Mozambique. So most people speak their own native language, or their traditional African language. They call them dialects. And then they also speak Portuguese, which they learn in school. So almost everybody usually is bilingual, speaking both of those languages. So it's actually kind of helpful, because a lot of the people you'll teach also learned Portuguese as a second language. So I mean, they sympathize with you. They're really patient with any mistakes in speaking Portuguese. They'll speak slowly, so it's easy for you to understand. So as far as that goes, it's nice. You'll hear lots of other languages though. Anywhere you go in Mozambique, you'll hear just in the street, especially in the more rural areas, you'll even find people that don't even speak Portuguese. So I mean, there's lots of linguistic variety in Mozambique.